You're fine. Well, good afternoon almost. This is probably Coos Bay's most famous citizen, runner, U of O runner, Steve Prefontaine. And these are murals that were painted recently in downtown Coos Bay, right as you're driving off of 101. And there's Steve, one of the best runners in the world. And so we're kind of tooling around town and talking, and all of a sudden this woman walks up to me, and I would love to tell you that I had this all planned. We were going to go to the museum, which we're going to do right at this, just a little show here. We're going to go down to the museum because there is an exhibit on right now with some of Steve's memorabilia. But up walks this woman, and
Hi.
This is Linda Prefontaine.
Hi.
So this is Steve's sister.
Yes.
So there's just two of you?
I have an older half sister.
An older half sister. So you are, how much, were you younger, older?
Younger, about 2.5 years younger.
And so your brother died in 1970.
75, May 30th, 1975.
Kind of changed your whole world.
Changed a lot of people's worlds. Yeah. It greatly affected many people that still talk about it today on Facebook with me. The impact that had on them personally.
Are you surprised at the legacy he left behind?
No. He was such a unique person, a unique character. He stood out in the crowd. He had the it factor. Not everybody has the it factor. And I think a lot of, especially in today's sports, that is so polluted with drugs and, he was a clean runner, and he, people just wanted to be around him. Like he was a magnet. And I think he stood for a lot of good things. And kids today still try to emulate who he was and how he ran. And that's pretty flippin' special.
People are coming on. Jason James says, we loved Bree.
Yeah. There are a lot of kids today. It's just they dress up like him. They they try to emulate him, and especially emulate his running if they were runners.
What do you remember about when your parents learned that he was gone?
What do I remember about that? Well, that was shocking, extremely shocking. I was living in Eugene, and they had been with him until an hour before he died. Although people like to just talk about he went to a drunken party. That's not true. He was at a party at Jeff Hollister's house with all the Finns he brought over that was the final after that track meet that evening. They all, including my parents and his high school coach, went to Jeff Hollister's house to kind of have a goodbye party. And my parents left at 11:30, and he was gone at 12:30. So,
Right.
But people just believe everything they read in the paper, and unfortunately, there are a lot of nasty people out there who like to just say mean things, not looking at all the good things my brother did in his short life. He did some really wonderful things in the world.
Right.
And that still exists today, and because of him.
So you guys, we're going to walk with Linda over to the Coos Art Museum because they have an exhibit right now.
It's actually there permanently for now.
They're permanently.
It's there. It has been there for many years. At one point in time, my parents wanted to put that stuff out into the community, and that was the only place available at the time. And Coos Art Museum, you don't think of running things, but that's where it's at for now. And people have an opportunity to come and see some of the memorabilia.
So you're living back in the family home.
I am.
And tell them what you're doing now, because I think this is pretty neat.
Thank you. I started a seasonal business, summertime. This is my third summer, called Tour des Prix. And people have been for many years coming here to, like going to see Elvis. You come here to see Steve Prefontaine. And you drive by the house, and you look at Marshall High School track. You go to the cemetery, and you try to get an idea of what the life he lived when he was living here. I take it a step further. You go on a personal tour with me, and I tell personal stories, and it's an all-day tour. It's about 10 hours long.
Wow.
And so I teach you history of Oregon in Coos Bay, and we take you, if you're a runner, I take you out to places where he trained, and you can run in in his footsteps, and on Steve Prefontaine track. And
that means something to people, doesn't it?
Oh, I've had people cry. You know, it can be a very emotional. We should probably cross.
Okay, I'm trusting you. I'm looking at you in the camera, so I'm trusting you with my life.
It's for some people it's extremely emotional, and I've really developed some great friendships because of this. Because after 10 hours of talking about everything and
how do people sign up? People are asking.
Well, you can go to my Prefontaine Productions website. I'm on Facebook, and I also have some information about Tour de Prix there as well. And you just call me, 541-914-0194. And these are all private tours. This is not a big tour bus.
Right.
This is my car with you. If it's one person, it's just one person. I have a high school team that comes up from California. From Atascadero, and they're coming back this year. They came back last summer for the first time. They're coming back this summer, and it's a fun day with them. It's a fun day with everybody, but to see these kids running on, they actually do a whole workout on steep Prefontaine track. That would make my brother very happy.
Really? Is that why you still do this?
Well, I do it to educate people about Steve, because there are a lot of misconceptions, and you can't believe everything you read.
Right.
And
does that get tiring?
Of course it does. And one of the reasons I got on Facebook was to destroy the myths, and things that were said that aren't true. Like, for example, somebody yesterday on Facebook said there was a picture of my brother, and it was one of those, I think, Life magazine shoots where he's standing in front of the trailer when he lived in Glenwood.
Uh-huh.
And he had a blue MGB behind him, and somebody said, "Oh, I think that's really sad that's the car he died in." And I went, "No, it's not. It's not the car he died in. That was the first MG he had, MGB. He had another one, 1974, the one he died in." But there are a lot of just misconceptions out there. So part of my going and being a part of social media is to correct things that have been said and to inform people of what he was really like. Because he had more to him than just running on the track.
Well, let's go in and see a little bit.
Perfect.
When you come in here, does it make you kind of sad?
It's it's interesting when the emotion hits you. It's
There's the man. Hang on, let's hold that thought. So tell him who you are.
My name's Steve Brooks, and I'm the executive director of the Coos Art Museum.
So tell me, just really quickly, just so people know, what is the Coos Art Museum?
Coos Art Museum is the former post office for Coos Bay, but it has now been an art museum since the 1980s, and it's actually been in existence since 1966. Makes it the third oldest art museum in the state of Oregon.
Wow. Well, let's go see the Prefontaine. Can we go see this?
Yes, let's do that.
You guys, we're going to go. This is Linda Prefontaine. And you guys, this is the old post office. They had to do this with our post office in Eugene. Make a nice museum out of it. So you guys, this is the Coos Art Museum. And upstairs is an exhibit with some of the Pre's things. We were coming here anyway. Janice from Oregon's Adventure Coast, which I should stop and say, our sponsors are Oregon's Adventure Coast and Toyota and your Northwest Toyota dealers. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that. Huh. Yeah, that's cool. So Linda, are these from your guys' collection?
Some of them are, and some of them are from a couple of photographers' donated pictures. But the Pre-Memorial Committee maintains this room, so it's up to them what is displayed.
Wow. You guys look at this. So again, we're at the Coos Art Museum, and you guys, this is always on display here. And then, okay, Linda, come here. We're here with his sister. And again, I did not plan this, but she is here. And wow.
Pretty amazing, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice that my parents wanted to do this for my brother's memory so that everybody can see. You know, I could sell all this stuff off, but it's not about the money. It's about teaching people who this guy in history was who, you know, did some pretty amazing things.
So come over this way with me. So what does he teach us today still?
What does he teach?
What does Steve
Well,
Prefontaine still teach us today?
that determination and hard work and a belief in yourself can get you anything you want. That's a real basic. It's not. I don't think a lot of kids today. Well, first of all, they don't play outside. That's all we did when we were growing up. But you know, find your passion, and then create what you want to create from that, and then work your ass off. That's really easy. There's no simple way around it. Hard work is what you need to do to accomplish your goals. And he was willing to put in the time and the effort and have that determination to be successful.
And you used to watch him do that.
Absolutely.
So I noticed when you were talking to me right there that your voice kind of cracked.
Don't, you're going to get me going here. Yeah. I remember when I said you don't know when it's going to hit you. Yeah, does it still affect me? Of course it does. I haven't had my brother since 1975.
And now Coos Bay has him.
Yeah, yeah, better than Eugene. I like to say now, while Eugene is tearing down Hayward Field, we in Coos Bay are building him up here. And I hope my tour is helping with that.
Linda, I am so glad I ran into you.
Well, I'm glad, Rick, that we did run into each other.
And it's kind of funny because so many years ago I interviewed Mom.
Yeah.
And now I get to meet you and interview you, and that's just awesome.
Thank you.
And thank you for just catching up with us. And you guys, by the way, Janice had it all set up for the museum, and we want to thank the museum. And you can come in here. In fact, we're going to give 2 tickets to our winner of our getaway package to here. But we'll have to find you. And
yes.
That was kind of a surprise.
Well, this is the first day of the farmers market, the outdoor farmers market, and I always like to go. So it was just meant to be, because I don't believe things are just coincidental. It was meant to be.
I like it.
So thank you.
You're welcome. All right, you guys.
We're going to look at the permanent collection.
Okay, we're going to go look at some more stuff here.
So
go ahead. You're fine, Linda. So you guys.
I just wanted to tell you what the Prefontaine Memorial Committee does, which I'm a part of.
Okay.
So all the money, everything is volunteer. All the money raised via the 10K, pre-10K run in September, as well as donations. And for a while we had an online presence selling Prefontaine items. All of that goes back into this community in the way of scholarships. We help schools in the county, not just Marshfield High School, in the county, when, because this area is hurting for money, like a lot of schools. And so the school will come to us and say, we could use help building repairing the high jump pit.
And you guys help out with that.
And we help out. And we
Linda,
also
that
give
is so awesome.
Scholarships to kids.
That is so awesome.
So people should know that what we're doing here is we're giving back in Steve's name.
Okay. Well, follow us.
Okay.
Let's go.
Shh.
Right here.
Oh, okay. About the endowment. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Just a little overwhelmed here.
There's more than one type of scholarship, but that's one.
God, this is such a beautiful place.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
These are all the original. This is all the original marble.
All right, guys. So we're in the Coos Art Museum.
We're going back to one of the hidden places on our permanent collection.
Check this out. Look at this. That is so awesome.
Not too many people get to go into this.
You guys, this is the private collection, so what you see in here, don't repeat any of this. We will have to take you out.
We actually get people in here who show a real interest, and we often make that available for people to
So
come
tell
here
me
and see.
where we are.
Well, this is the storage facility for the permanent collection of the museum. It's one of 2 that we have in the building. There's one downstairs for sculpture, and this is where we have our printmaking and paintings primarily. And there's over 600 works in the permanent collection at this point.
Where do you get these? People donate them?
It's
or?
mostly through donation.
So what's your favorite? Show me your favorite.
Oh, I don't have a favorite.
You have to have a favorite.
I don't have a favorite.
Okay, find a really good one.
You know, I might try to find our most recent acquisition, who is a. Excuse me, I looked away.
It's okay.
If I could go through the bids quickly, I might be able to see our most recent acquisition, which I think should be back here yet, but it hasn't been put away.
Check this out. I don't know what that is, but I think it's an old music stand. It is. Look at this. Is that like the coolest thing? Wow. Look at this. Now wait, watch. Look. Look at that. Oh my God, I wouldn't put music on it. It's too beautiful. Oh. Wow, that is just phenomenal. Look. Oh, look, you guys. So again, we're at the Coos Art Museum, and you can win 2 tickets to come in here. I can't guarantee you're going to get to come in here. Oh, look at this. But you will get to come in here as part of our getaway package, which includes 2-night stay at the Mill Casino and beach combing. We're going to put you on every kind of adventure in the world. Maybe Linda will pick you up and take you on a little cruise for us or something here. Okay, so here we go. Okay.
This might be of interest to people who know Coos.
Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh, I love this. Look at that.
The museum's most recent acquisition.
This is their most.
Work by Dutch Mostert, who's a well-known local artist. He actually sees this view from his house.
What's his name?
Dutch Mostert.
What does he used to paint? Has he
he
lived there a long time?
Yes, and he's one of our great maritime painters locally.
I swear to God, I did a story on him at Coos when I was at Casey.
You may very well have. And we're going to be having our maritime exhibition coming up in July, I believe. I forget the exact start date, but that's an annual tradition at the Coos Art Museum now for 27 years.
You guys, this is a local artist, and that's a view out of his house, looking at the North Bend Bridge, or what's really called the McCullough. Yeah, the McCullough Bridge. Look at that.
And this is our most recent acquisition. This was actually provided to us through a grant. We were able to purchase this, which is a rare thing for us. I'll give credit to the Ford family. Excuse me. It's the Oregon Arts Commission and the Ford Family Foundation for making this possible.
Ford Family Foundation loves rural Oregon.
Yeah.
And so do this for me real quick. Is there something else you want to show me, but I want to ask you one question, okay?
Well, I can show you lots of things, and that's the problem. There's too much to see.
Okay, so we won't do that. But you know what? I want to know why, in this day and age, is it so important to preserve and have places where people can see the old, the new, and the coming up?
That's such a big question.
It is, but that's you're the man.
Yeah, but I think about this a little bit. It's part of, in this area, particularly important for us it's very good for us to be in contact with the culture of the entire world. And by bringing, we mostly work with U.S. artists, but by bringing artists here and by sharing our art with the rest of the country, we unite our area with the rest of the world, really. And I think it's really good for especially kids growing up in this area to be part of that larger world and to know that there's a big art world and there's a much larger world out beyond that as well. And art is a great connector between peoples and has been since the cave painting days.
And
so
you don't have to speak the language to understand what
you don't have to speak the language.
Actually, it's the one universal language.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter where you're from.
I think the artists are both